It is simple to overshare and expose ourselves to people in today's connected world, both in person and via the ubiquitous social media platform. While being vulnerable and open can help create meaningful relationships and empathy, the ancient Stoic philosophy also emphasizes the need to protect some areas of our lives. I'll be talking about some private and delicate personal issues and situations in this video, items that have no business being shared. In your life, privacy is important for strategic reasons as well as for developing inner peace. You can be confident that this video will help you embody Stoicism in the modern world if you follow us for Stoic or philosophical ethical insights. With origins in classical Greece and Rome, Stoicism offers ageless guidance on how to walk the delicate line between openness and secrecy. We shall examine 7 topics that Stoicism counsels against disclosing to others in this essay, illuminating the philosophy's ongoing applicability in the modern world. Please make sure you have turned on the notification bell and are subscribed to the channel before we start so you don't miss any inspiring content. Be the best version of yourself as always. Number 1. The conflicts you have faced in the past. Others don't have to understand the journey of life. Some wars we fight, some trials we face, and some triumphs over obstacles we face might be hidden in the recesses of our hearts. It's not necessary for others to fully understand these internal struggles, the struggles you faced in the past. There's no obligation to justify yourself to those who have trodden their own arduous paths. Attempting to elucidate the full extent of your struggles may inadvertently appear presumptuous, as if seeking validation for your experience is the essence of one's, which is profoundly shaped by the trials and tribulations they have weathered. It is not necessary for you to share these struggles with others or use them as a justification or story, though. These difficult times have been the furnace in which your life was shaped, giving you the maturity, insight, and unwavering tenacity that define your character. Even though your past has shaped who you are, people don't need to be able to clearly picture the suffering you've gone through. Their real recognition should be of your personal development and metamorphosis. In the end, it's more admirable for someone to be totally present in the present rather than spend too much time thinking back on the past. One actually expresses their traits and experiences via their behaviors, not their words. It's about putting one's abilities into practice and demonstrating inner strength and resilience, not about bragging about one's past experiences. By doing this, they go beyond being a simple story of success and turn into a dynamic example of the resilience of the human spirit. Consider a man by the name of David who has experienced many hardships in his life. He has lost a loved one in the past, joblessness, and numerous challenges in raising his kids by himself. David's life has changed significantly as a result of these struggles, which have also demonstrated his growth. David made the wise decision to focus on the here and now, rather than venting to others about his struggles. He discovered how to take advantage of every chance and provide his kids with a loving atmosphere. David did not linger to talk about his own difficulties. Rather, he helped others in his community, exhibiting kindness, patience, and strength. Everyone in David's community consequently saw a positive change in his life and his beneficial influence on them. Instead of going into great detail about his past struggles, David demonstrated by his deeds that he had overcome them and come out on the other side as a resilient and important member of society. Number 2. It's best to keep your goal specifics to yourself. Generally speaking, it's best to keep the specifics of your goals to yourself. Even though the majority of people might know where you're going in general, consider the repercussions of disclosing specifics that reveal every turn you take. It would be like giving someone unlimited access to your own phone. You effectively give up control of the situation when you do this. When something doesn't work out the way you had hoped, you might wonder if you made a mistake or if someone betrayed your confidence. If an attack does happen, it becomes difficult to identify who might be behind it. Whether it's a well-meaning friend asking about your objectives or someone with bad intentions, because there are so many possible points of damage. Preserving the vital information about your goals is paramount. Actually, it's usually enough to just say which way you're heading in general. You don't have to feel pressure to tell anyone all the little details of your journey. No one else can genuinely be your confidant in the same way that you can be for yourself, after all. You don't know anyone, and your path is entirely your own. It's a thorough justification of your objectives. It's perfectly fine for you to be the only one with first-hand knowledge of your own journey. Consider yourself a sculptor who is creating a precious and one-of-a-kind work of art. You haven't disclosed any specifics about the sculpture you are making, but everyone around you is aware that you are working on it. All you say is that the sculpture is going to be a unique and amazing piece of art. You trust a close friend, so one day you decide to tell them more about your sculpture. You go into great detail regarding its dimensions, meaning, and form. But eventually you discover that specific details about your sculpture have been disclosed. People who are trying to steal your hard work by trying to imitate it, or even trick you are aware of every detail about your sculpture. In this instance, disclosing too much information about your sculpture has made it easier for someone else to steal or copy it. And it has also caused you to lose control. You can preserve the mystery and distinctive value of your artwork by just letting people know that you are working on a special sculpture and not giving away any specifics. Number 3. Your level of happiness, joy, and a feeling of lightness are thought to be rare, so these feelings are highly sought after, and it can make a big difference when you truly exude happiness. People may respond in different ways. Some may be skeptical, while others may react with admiration. Some people might be amazed by your genuine smile, but others might doubt it because they find it difficult to accept that someone can genuinely find inner peace in such an environment. It's crucial to show off your happiness when someone asks how you're doing. You don't have to downplay how happy you are. You can confidently state that you are doing well, as opposed to just saying that you are. Though it's a small change, it exudes confidence and optimism. It's acceptable to mention that things are going well, rather than obsessing over how great everything is in your life. It can be dangerous to project happiness in a world where sadness and unhappiness are commonplace. Those who are resentful and unhappy might try to disturb the calmness of those who have achieved inner peace. On the other hand, embracing and spreading your happiness is a brave gesture that may encourage others to look within for their own happiness and lightness. Your genuine happiness can serve as a beacon of hope and a reminder that inner peace is achievable even in trying times in a society where negativity frequently rules the day. Thus, don't be afraid to show off your joy and serve as an example to people around you. Consider a Christian named John who is going through a difficult and stressful time. John has discovered that hope and encouragement come from his faith in God. John always exudes happiness and optimism in his day-to-day activities, and his smile never falters in trying circumstances. When you ask John about his circumstances, he will never claim that everything is ideal. Rather, he will smile and say that everything is fine. This is an expression of his gratitude for his faith and his capacity to overcome all obstacles, not to conceal the truth. But not everyone in John's life accepts this with ease. Some people might be doubtful and find it difficult to accept that someone can genuinely be happy in the face of adversity. They might think John is too optimistic and wonder if he is being sincere. All that matters, though, is that John ignores this uncertainty and keeps sharing his joy and hope. John is not only a devout follower of God, he also uses joy and hope to demonstrate his faith. Rather than striving for perfection, he dazzles people with his thankfulness and upbeat demeanor. He must, however, also deal with the doubt and discontent of people around him. When you decide to lead a positive life in a world full of obstacles, this may be unavoidable. John, however, makes the decision to remain true to himself and not allow the negativity of others break him. Number 4. The significance of maintaining one's privacy while fostering a robust and healthy romantic relationship. There is an important principle that is frequently overlooked: the value of protecting your relationships and privacy, as well as the need to refrain from needless online debates about disputes and personal information. It's a routine that can make a big difference in how strong and durable your relationship is. So the temptation to vent or ask friends and acquaintances for advice when problems or conflicts occur in a relationship can be powerful. But it's important to stop and consider the effects of this decision. It is possible for the foundation you are working to strengthen to be unintentionally weakened by disclosing personal information and relationships to people, particularly over the internet. Imagine that you two are dealing with a problem in your relationship. You both need to address a pressing matter that is creating stress and anxiety in your emotional lives. Rather than having a face-to-face conversation about this matter, You choose to confide everything to a close friend. You sense that you could use some outside counsel and assist. You discuss the situation with your friend, share your feelings, and express your desire for a fresh viewpoint in order to find a solution. Unfortunately, though, when you tell your story, things go in a different direction than expected. Your friend begins to share their thoughts and observations. People start to inquire as to why you two are together. Offer advice on how to resolve the situation, and even voice your worries about your partner. Eventually, the topic of conversation turns to your friends, their thoughts and perspectives, and you begin to feel as though the original problem has been ignored. The topic of discussion shifts to outside viewpoints and opinions, rather than how to handle the particular circumstance and strengthen your bond. The foundations of a happy and successful relationship are closeness and effective communication. But when they are developed within the relationship as opposed to outside of it, they work best. Many individuals struggle with marital discord while they seek solace from friends, relatives, or even the virtual community. They unintentionally turn their personal issues into gossip. By doing this, as you come to terms with this, it becomes clear that your ability to preserve a careful equilibrium between intimacy and privacy will determine how well your relationship works. It refers to the capacity to settle disputes and negotiate difficulties without disclosing to third parties every minute detail of your personal life. Essentially, the sacred space you and your partner create together is what strengthens your bond. It's a place where direct and honest communication is encouraged, where conflicts can be resolved amicably, and where intimacy can grow when you don't disclose every detail of your relationship to other people. You protect this space's sacredness and make sure it continues to be a source of strength and support for you and your partner. So always remember, it's important to ask for help and support. Preserving the intimacy and seclusion that add genuine value to your relationship is equally crucial. Number 5. Your financial situation. First of all, you should make sure that no one in your social circle works for a bank or is an IRS agent, so you don't need to disclose any private financial information. Secondly, disclosing your financial situation can have unwanted repercussions, even if you are debt-free or not. Should you find yourself in a wealthy situation, sharing this information might draw people with bad intentions who view you as someone who could help them out financially. On the other hand, because financial success is often associated with personal worth in society, many people may regard you with contempt if you freely acknowledge that your finances are difficult. That's just the way the world works, so proceed with caution. For this reason, keeping your financial situation a secret is the best course of action. Allow people to conjecture as they please, but don't reveal anything about your financial situation. You'll make sure that people who matter to you aren't unduly worried about your financial situation. By doing this, if you show signs of desperation or financial hardship, people will avoid you and your opportunities may be compromised. Showing signs of desperation won't help you in a social situation, job interview, or just hanging out with friends. Desperation not only disrupts the atmosphere, but also makes you appear burdensome to others. Recall that desperation won't get you where you want to go. Actually, it's probably going to repel the very help you might need most. It is therefore usually wiser to protect your privacy and refrain from making such attempts if you ever find yourself thinking about disclosing a lack of financial control to others. In conclusion, it's critical to act confidently and with poise. It's important because it affects how other people see you. Remember that appearances matter a lot in this world, regardless of your inner confidence or financial situation. To persuade others that you are in control and equipped to handle any circumstance that comes your way, you must exude confidence. Number 6. Individual connections and self-assurance. The philosophy of Stoicism lays a strong emphasis on the importance of maintaining loyalty and trust in interpersonal relationships. According to the Stoic perspective, disclosing someone else's vulnerabilities and confidences can have negative effects that eventually erode trust and undermine the very pillars that support our relationships. Stoics wholeheartedly support the values of restraint and honesty when handling other people's vulnerabilities and personal information. They know that how we handle such trust speaks not only about our own personalities, but also about our moral rectitude and the fundamental principles we maintain from a Stoic standpoint. In matters of confidentiality, we have a responsibility to behave responsibly and respectfully, understanding that the confidence people have in us is a reflection of our moral character and our dedication to the welfare of those in our immediate vicinity. We not only show our strength as ethical beings when we use discretion and protect people's trust, but we also help strong, long-lasting relationships that are based on loyalty and trust to flourish. This Stoic principle serves as a reminder that how we handle other people's confidences directly reflects on our own moral standing and character in the eyes of the public and ourselves. Suppose you have a close friend who confides in you about their personal struggles and concerns. They have completely trusted you with their secrets and intense feelings. What matters is that you have committed to supporting them in any circumstance and have pledged to keep this information private. Later on, though, you get a call from a different friend who asks you to give them the information you know. Because you promised to keep the first friend a secret, you find yourself in a difficult moral situation. If you were acting stoically in this situation, you wouldn't tell the second friend the information, preserving the first friend's confidence and privacy. This is an illustration of how to act with tact and morality when meeting other people's expectations and upholding the faith that your first friend has placed in you. Number 7. Uphold your morals and principles. A beacon of light, Stoicism emphasizes the utmost significance of maintaining our moral integrity and values in the face of outside pressures and social norms that could try to sway us from our genuine belief. In a world where people are frequently tempted to abandon their deeply held beliefs in the name of conformity and the desire for approval from others, Stoicism serves as a timeless philosophy that unwaveringly encourages us to uphold our commitment to virtue and ethical behavior in the face of social pressures. Stoicism exhorts us to remain firm and unwavering, not compromising our moral principles or beliefs in order to fit in with society's expectations or win over the public's opinion. It serves as a reminder to hold fast to our moral principles, as our steadfast mentor as we navigate the treacherous seas of life's difficulties and temptations. We not only preserve our moral purity, but also serve as an example for others by upholding this Stoic wisdom, displaying the resilience and strength of character that can result from a constant commitment to living by our highest values and ideals. Stoicism is, at its core, a philosophical lighthouse that encourages us to develop an inner resilience that outlasts the fleeting changes of the outside world and the demands of society. It teaches us to hold fast to our moral principles and core beliefs in the face of shifting public opinion and the pressure to fit in. As the venerable Stoic philosophers put it, we find the everlasting reminder that we must cling to our convictions and fend off the constant forces that would sway us from the straight and narrow path of virtue if we are to pursue wisdom and virtue. Stoicism is an age-old philosophy that teaches us how to maintain our moral compass, and as a result, live lives of genuine integrity and authenticity. Consider a Christian named Alex who lives in a society where intense competition and greed are commonplace traits. Alex has always followed the teachings and values of the Bible, which include tolerance, respect, and love for others. But Alex will eventually face the pressure to succeed at all costs and amass material wealth in the current social climate. Alex is presented with a business opportunity that, should he take it, could result in rapid and significant financial gain. But in order to take advantage of this chance, he has to violate his morals, engage in an opaque and unethical transaction, and cause harm to others. Instead of sacrificing his morals and principles in this case in order to further his own agenda in the near term, Alex is guided by moralism. Alex makes the decision to stick to his moral principles and tolerance, despite possible pressures and obstacles to upholding his moral integrity. He turns down that business opportunity and keeps to his beliefs and values. By upholding his values, Alex exhibits his strength. By doing this, he not only upholds his moral character, but also serves as an example for those around him of the value and strength of living up to the higher ideals he seeks. While the 7 aforementioned characteristics make up the majority of what Stoicism forbids us from disclosing to others, there are other aspects of Stoic wisdom that can offer more direction when negotiating the challenges of relationships and daily life. First, unfavorable assessments and rumors. We are urged by Stoicism to abstain from gossip and passing judgment on other people. Rumor and passing judgment on others can be damaging to our relationships and our own character. The Stoics hold that, by refraining from passing judgment or engaging in gossip, we not only reveal our own character shortcomings, but also contribute to a poisonous and negative environment. We uphold our moral rectitude and promote more positive social interactions. The second is a fear of passing away. Stoicism deals with mortality and the fear of death. Although thinking about our death is normal, a persistent obsession with death can cause worry and hopelessness. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge our mortality and not to dwell on it all the time, thus accepting death as an inevitable part of being human. By concentrating on the things we can control and the virtues we can develop, we can live more fully in the present. Thirdly, bitterness and regrets from the past. Stoic wisdom also emphasizes the value of moving on from regrets and grudges from the past. Relentlessly dwelling on past transgressions or harboring resentment can drain our mental and emotional resources. Those who practice Stoicism believe that while we should acknowledge the past and draw lessons from it, we shouldn't let it dictate the present or the future. We absolve ourselves of the emotional weight of the past by forgiving others and letting go of grudges. And lastly, individual accomplishments and triumphs. Contrary to popular belief, Stoicism counsels against bragging about one's own accomplishments. Humility and modesty are valued in this philosophy, teaching us that living a moral life, rather than pursuing approval or recognition from others, is the path to true success. Our humility is preserved and our attention is kept on the path of virtue when we refrain from overt self-promotion. We continue to be modest and concentrate on pursuing excellence because it has inherent value in contentment and serenity. Inner serenity and contentment are highly valued in a world full of outside distractions and desires. According to Stoicism, Stoicism serves as a helpful reminder that true happiness cannot be obtained through material possessions or by exposing one's inner peace and contentment to the outside world. Instead, one must find it within oneself. In the process of living a well-lived life, we develop greater resilience and self-reliance. A comprehensive framework for leading a life filled with virtue, wisdom, and peace is provided by Stoicism. It stresses the value of developing traits like discretion, humility, and resilience, while also cautioning us against disclosing some parts of our lives to strangers. By adhering to these Stoic ideals, we can successfully negotiate the intricacies of today's world, cultivate deep connections, and discover fulfillment in the pursuit of a life well lived. In a time when our interactions are frequently dominated by oversharing and outside validation, Stoicism is a timeless reminder that virtue and true happiness originate within. We appreciate you viewing this video. We anticipate speaking with you. Which is your favorite of the 7 things you shouldn't share with others? Kindly share in this section below the comments. Please hit the like and share buttons on this video if you thought it was helpful to others. Remember to click the subscribe button. We sincerely hope you will follow us going forward so we can both learn and develop.